Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Torch Run Director from the great state of Texas, Randy Bannister.
Our keynote speaker this afternoon is well known across the great state of Texas and beyond. Having served 3 terms in the Texas House of Representatives and more recently 12 years in the Texas Senate. Throughout his tenure in the government service, he has actively supported and advocated on behalf of the intellectual and developing challenges. On a more personal note, he has a strong personal connection to Special Olympics and one very special athlete, my son, Kobe. Our family met Senator Hancock at church in 1985. The following year, Kobe was born. Senator Hancock and his wife and other church members rallied around our family to provide the help and support we needed. Through the years, Senator Hancock has supported Kobe in the Special Olympics in a multitude of ways. He works with us to coordinate the final leg kickoff on the steps of the Capitol each year. In 2010, Kobe was selected to represent the USA at the World Games in Athens, Greece. Senator Hancock, it's all right. Thank you. Senator Hancock recognized him on the floor of the House for the medals he won at them games. Kobe was also given the opportunity to shadow Senator Hancock for the day and was invited to his Senate swearing-in ceremony. Senator Hancock has served on the Senate Transportation Committee, where him and Kobe worked together on the Senate Bill 272, which allowed voluntary contribution to Special Olympics when renewing your vehicle registration. The bill passed, and it has raised over $1 million since its inception for Special Olympics. Please join me in welcoming a dear friend of our family and Senator Kelly Hancock to the podium.
Can't have Kobe leave yet, so that's what I told him. You're the hero around here. This is not the state capitol. My name is Kelly Hancock, and I've known Kobe since before Kobe was Kobe. I'm not sure the Bannisters had figured out a name when we were told at church of Kobe being born and their pregnancy on doing that, and we're very good friends. Randy and I played many sports together, softball, football. Knew each other a little bit, but until people go through circumstances, you don't get to know them a lot. You know, there's a verse that I like to refer to in 2 Corinthians 12:9 that talks about God's grace, and he tells us that his grace is sufficient and that his power is revealed through our weaknesses. And so as I got to know the Bannisters, all of a sudden, we got to know them at a different level. We got to see the true Bannisters, the deeper Bannisters. For it's when you go through circumstances that you didn't expect That's when you're truly revealed who you are. One of the things I love about Special Olympics is just like that verse says, especially with Special Olympics, we get to see God's grace provided through special people. Kobe and I are very good friends. And one of the things I love about Kobe is that Kobe is who he is. His grace is full. His love is true. There's no manipulation. I don't know, your mom and dad might disagree with me. I see now, maybe I'm partisan. All right. Well, there's disagreement among the Bannisters. But he is who he is. How many of us out here will spend time pretending to be something we're not? Trust me, I'm a politician. Maybe I see a little bit of that, maybe I don't. But you don't have to worry about that with these people, right? They are who they are. And what Special Olympics allows them to do is overcome their circumstances and not let their circumstances define them. Kobe Bannister is an Olympic athlete on a world scale. And that's why on the Senate floor, we brought Kobe to the floor and we recognized him for his accomplishments, as we would do anyone else who accomplished such a great feat. Special Olympics allows that, where we're not focused on the circumstances, but we allow them to overcome those circumstances, to reveal their true nature and their true talent. That's why I've enjoyed doing so much with Special Olympics. You see, we never really know what circumstances are going to hit us. And like the Bannisters, they were presented a circumstance in their life that they didn't count on. But they wouldn't be who they are today without those circumstances. And they didn't let those circumstances dominate their life. Instead, their life dominated the circumstances. And that's what Special Olympics is about. See, Rhonda, what you didn't know is a few short years after Kobe, Robin and I went through a circumstance that we didn't count on. When Chloe was born, our oldest daughter, who's now 31, I had some medical issues and went into the hospital. Had lots and lots of tests done. Finally, we had a biopsy. And the biopsy revealed that I had renal failure. A very, very rare disease. It did what it wanted to. And we were told that I could be on dialysis in 2 days, 2 months, 2 years. But we lived our life. People didn't know outside of my family. I was told not to run more than 2 miles at a moderate pace. 6 marathons later, I stand here. But a year ago, I couldn't run half a mile. You see, the disease had caught up with me. My kidney function in July was down to 8 to 10%. And 6 years ago, I was told I'd be on dialysis in a year or two. Thanks to my son-in-law, I never had to go on dialysis. But when Randy called several months ago, I couldn't tell him, but he asked me if I would come speak at this event. And I said, Randy, I would love to, but I'm not sure I can commit. So pencil me in, because I don't want to pass up on the opportunity. You see, another verse I love is Ephesians 5:15 and 16 that tells us to be as the wise, not as the unwise, making the most of every opportunity, for the days are evil. And so when I have an opportunity, especially one like this, my answer is typically yes. But the problem was that I knew I was going to have a kidney transplant. And following that transplant, we were going to be in isolation. My wife and I basically didn't leave the house for 6 weeks. She should be here. She gets all the credit because we couldn't eat out for 3 months. Women, you want to cook meals 3 months, every meal where you can't leave and you have to scrub every vegetable and fruit and either cook it or peel it. But that was just a few weeks ago that I hit my 90-day mark, and I was able to say, I will be there. I can travel. I can eat the same food as you, which I haven't done in 8 years, because God provided a kidney that was a match better than one of my own children through my son-in-law. And so I, too, in a different way, understand how circumstances can sneak up on you. And what this group has done, and what our law enforcement officers that are here, and trust me, in Texas, we love you. We thank you for your service. No, let me say it again so you understand that's not political speak. That is my heart. In fact, I had the head of Texas DPS on a video conference last night, along with our county sheriff, along with the president of the Fort Worth Police Department, on a Zoom event, just discussing the issues and the things that they're going through. But we love you here. We appreciate all you do. And what you do here for the Torch Run is you allow these athletes to overcome circumstances, and you allow their families to overcome circumstances and live life and live it to its fullest. So you allow each one of these athletes to do as Ephesians tells us to do, to make the most out of every opportunity. And so I wanted to come here and thank you for that, let you know how special this group is and what you're overcoming. All of us wants to overcome our circumstances, regardless. It was part of my journey. I didn't want people to know. I didn't want them to see me any differently because I had renal failure. I knew the day would come. I didn't know when it would come. I didn't know when I could wake up. But I trusted God's plan, and I wanted people to see that verse in Corinthians is accurate, that God is sufficient. And what we know through these athletes, and what we know through Special Olympics, is that they are special and that God is sufficient. Thank y'all for having me. Thank you for all you do, both here and in law enforcement as well. God bless.